Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Gramolia. I am the president and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly update at noontime on a Tuesday, and it's November 2nd, 2021. So I've got a whole bunch of things that I wanted to cover today, and I will do so in as best of order as I possibly can. But first and foremost, we have no cases of COVID, knock on wood, on campus right now. We've none suspected. No one with any symptoms of any illness, no one that has reported any known exposures. So great job. I'm loving seeing, lots of people that are in the building with masks on. I know that everybody doesn't love wearing their masks, but it really is a great way to make sure that we're doing all that we can to protect each other. Although we are all vaccinated, COVID can still hop from one to another. So wearing that mask is going to help us forestall any spread of COVID. So keep that up. Today, this is a timely announcement. If you have not yet gone to vote, there will be another round of busing leaving the lobby area, sort of round robin, all the hours between 2 and 4 p.m. today. So you don't need to have a reservation. You just come down to the lobby, and our drivers will take you into town to vote and then bring you back. Always a good idea to carry an ID, but I don't think it's critical. I don't think it's required. So if you want to hop on the bus and go vote, you can go ahead and do that. Let's see, a couple more other timely things. So today we are bringing back happy hour, which I know is just such a great time for so many. And side note, there are non-alcoholic beverages and refreshments available as well. So today, happy hour will be a little bit different than it was before COVID because we had a lot of changes with the dining program. So happy hours will run on Tuesdays and Thursdays there in the pub area from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Twice per week. And the second Thursday of every month, so next Thursday, and then each month thereafter is a complimentary happy hour. So we always get lots of people to come out for that. We serve cold hors d'oeuvres, some hot hors d'oeuvres that are stationed. So it's a very nice time to get everybody sort of getting together and seeing each other. So please feel free. Obviously, no invitation required. Everyone's welcome to come to the happy hours. The pub will have the prices posted of beer and wine, which we offered our happy hours today. Every once in a while, we have a specialty cocktail. So just stay tuned for that. But today will be your first happy hour since the pandemic. So that's exciting. Let's see. Also this week, we have on Thursday will be our next round of our lawn treatment. So we do these periodically throughout the year, and that will be this Thursday, so 2 days from now. And there is a map that's located, you can probably find it at Concierge, that indicates to you where we do not treat, which is actually the side grass area across the road from the pool. So on the farthest edge there, up by sort of where the road kind of comes around and starts to turn, we leave that area untreated, and that's so that the pups can go out and do their business without concern. And if you have any questions about that, we have the chemical sheets and everything at the desk. We can give you that information. Excuse me. Let's see. Also on Thursday, this is at 2 p.m. The Council Connections will be hosting, and Ted Bewley, who is the chair of the Health Center Committee, will be the guest. For those that are not aware, the Health Center Committee is one of our resident committees here at the community that's focused on understanding challenges and opportunities specific to the health center and advocating or working to find solutions with management for health center related issues. So if you're interested in learning more about that committee, tune in to Council Connections on Thursday too, and Ted will fill you all in on the good stuff about the Health Center Committee. The last calendar type thing that I have is just a reminder that Bob Renee will be airing Fiddler on the Roof on Friday at 1 p.m. It is a lengthy movie. It's about 3 hours. There will be an intermission, and there will not be Simple Melodies that day because that would conflict with the end of Fiddler on the Roof. So No Simple Melodies on Friday, but Fiddler on the Roof. First come, first serve, but all are welcome. I hope you enjoy. That is a classic, so that should be good for you to enjoy. Okay, so some general announcement type things. Concierge has asked me to remind all of you, new and old residents, that you all have, in addition to the mail cubicle and the federal mailbox that you have in the post office, you also all have a hanging file at Concierge. And in that hanging file go things that won't necessarily fit in the other boxes or not appropriate for that. Concierge is reporting that those file folders at Concierge are becoming quite full. And so they have asked me just to remind you to double check those folders when you're near Concierge. The next thing is that, and this is primarily related to independent living, but this is just your routine reminder that independent living, apartments and cottages and elevators are not on emergency power. So you should treat your residents as if you were home in that regard, meaning you should always have battery powered light source available, and make sure the batteries are working. We can give you some ideas for that if you have any questions. The Plant Ops Committee had come up with a recommendation for this great nifty device. It looks like this. It plugs into the wall, and it can act as a nightlight, but it can also act as a flashlight. So it stays plugged right in your wall and then can turn into a flashlight. So that's a great device. They're very reasonable in terms of cost. We can give you information on that if you're interested in that. But anyway, you should have a battery powered light source available. You should also make sure that if you rely on oxygen for life-saving means, that you are letting Concierge know. So if you use oxygen from a concentrator, or you have a CPAP or a BiPAP machine at night to sleep, you should put your name on the list of folks that fall into that category with Concierge. And also, and this is very important, if you live on other than a ground floor and you are not able to ascend or descend a set of stairs on your own, we also need you to call Concierge and let them know that. That's very, very important in the event that we do have to do an evacuation of any type. Those are the folks that the emergency responders will go to first. So if you cannot ascend or descend a set of stairs on your own, and you would need to in the event of an evacuation, we've got to have you call Concierge and put your name on that list so that we can all be safe in the event of an emergency. I wanted to just give you a quick update on something that I touched on last week. I can't remember if it was in my address or in the Chanticleer, but we all needed a little bit of a reminder about kindness and being a little bit empathetic, understanding that that people are under an enormous amount of stress. People are still really recovering from the worst effects of the isolation of the pandemic and other things, and everybody's not kind of back up to par just yet. So just going about your day with a little bit more kindness is what I'm asking of you. And it's been great. Everybody has kind of stepped up. I've seen a noticeable change in the last couple of days. So we will continue to remind. I also I hope to put this on the agenda in one form or another with the Residents Council, because it's good for us to have response plans in place. When there are incidents that are troubling, and how do we interact with the individuals that are responsible for potentially causing hurt feelings, maybe taking something a little bit too far. How can we de-escalate those situations well? What's the resident role in de-escalating a situation that they might observe? So I do hope to talk to the Residents Council about that at the meeting I attend in November. So this is obviously an ongoing thing, and we're all kind of still adjusting to all of the effects of the pandemic, but this is one that we want to see in the rear view, and we want to get back to the Woodland Pond way, which is the way of kindness. So the last thing I'd like to cover, and I'm actually going to read this almost verbatim. Ronnie has been promising a dining memo with the next round of changes that are going to be coming through, and she has finalized it. So this will be going into everyone's mail cubicle today. But I wanted to just go through because it does cover a bunch of things, probably most notably for right now, the plans for holiday meals. But I'm just going to go through it in a good amount of detail. So this is issued by Ronnie Licata, our general manager of the dining room. The first thing that she talks about is general dining room announcements. First, asking everyone to take a moment to welcome Ruth. You've probably seen Ruth at the hostess station. She's our newest wait staff member, and her primary role is going to be to take your reservations, organize all of the room service orders, and seat you at dinner. That's obviously on the days that she's here. We will have another wait staff member doing those on the days that Ruth is not here. But Ronnie has asked that you please check in with her when you arrive so that she can get to know all of your names. And on that note, and this is not in the memo, but I've seen a lot of people around lately with no name tags on. That creates confusion for staff, but also, we rely on your name tags so that we know who you are as we're getting to know you. But most importantly, your neighbors really rely on your name tags so that they can remember who you are. So if you haven't been wearing them lately, please get those name tags out and put them on, and it just makes it so that we can all know who each other is. The next is we are now offering Sunday brunch at 12 and 12:30 p.m. Those are the two seatings. I understand it was very good this weekend. We got a lot of good feedback. The next thing is the burgers are back. I think a lot of you, especially the burger lovers, probably realize that. So you can get a burger at lunchtime at the pub, or you can get a burger at dinner time at your seated dinner. We have a bunch of different varieties, and enjoy those burgers. And the last in terms of the general dining is that we have increased the variety of the vegetables and sides that are available for dinner right now. And then we are finalizing the revision of the cycle menu. So you're going to be seeing, changes in some of the items that come through the menu. We are listening. We have had, renewed discussions about potentially returning to a more traditional menu style. Here at one point we had a pretty robust list of things that were available every day. Some of those things are able to come back and will. And I know Ronnie's been talking about this extensively with the dining committee and with individual residents that ask. So again, continue to bring your feedback. We have seen a slight increase in the number of you that are giving feedback, but not so great. Not so great in terms of numbers, I should say. I really want to, again, implore you all that if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the dining program, that you're getting that information to us right away so we can try to address your issues. We are listening. I read them every month. And Ronnie and her staff want the opportunity to satisfy you in that moment. So the faster the feedback, the better. With the pub, we have added some seating in the pub since we can't really rely on the weather to allow for outdoor seating right now. So only if you are vaccinated may you eat in the pub. Same as the dining room, same for happy hour. We don't want unvaccinated, unmasked people anywhere in the common areas at the community. So please do remember that if you are dining in the pub, participating in happy hour, coming to the dining room, etc., you should be either vaccinated or masked. And you can't be masked and eat at the same time. So only vaccinated folks in those areas. You can also sit in the game room from 12 to 12:45 p.m. And effective November 1st, which was yesterday, we are going to shut the pub down every day at 2 p.m. And that was primarily because we weren't doing any business between 2 and 3. So that's the pub. Happy hour we talked about. I don't need to reiterate that. Dining room reservations. Ronnie's got 3 different ways on here that you can make dining room reservations. So you can stop by at the hostess station between 11:30 and 2:30 daily. You can call the reservation line, which is 845-256-5963. Again, this is going to be in your memo, so you don't have to write it down, but that is the number. But the most preferred method by far is email. So if you're on email, go ahead and use your email to make a reservation. That is dservices@wpatnp.org. Okay, now holiday reservations. So we are going to be celebrating the holidays as follows. So Thanksgiving on the 25th of this month, Hanukkah main Hanukkah meal will be on the 29th of this month, and Christmas will be on the 25th. And for each of those, Ronnie has the following notes in the memo. All are open to the entire community. Families and large parties are welcome if everyone is vaccinated. So no one that's unvaccinated can come. So that primarily will exclude children. But that was pretty universally held in the different resident committees and individuals that we've spoken to. So all of the guests must be vaccinated, even on the holidays. We will have seatings. Okay, so you will have to make reservations for all 3 of those holidays, and you will need to call as soon as possible to reserve your spots. Those will be at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. on each of those 3 holidays. So let's get those reservations rolling in. We will be holding a number of tables for individual residents that may not have family coming in, may not have a spouse, may just want to drop it, well, not drop in because you still have to have a reservation, but for those that are flying solo on the holiday, we will group you right up so you can enjoy your holiday with your neighbors. So no worries there. You just need to let us know what time you want to eat and we will get you slotted into a reservation. All right, now the big announcement on dining. So we know that the residents don't love the reservation system. We also know that you understand that it was necessary, as we were coming through the pandemic, and also to address a number of operational issues that had pre-existed COVID. So, the run on the dining room between, 5:15 and 6:15 that creates such a service interruption and so forth. So the reservation system from like the kitchen perspective and the staff perspective has been working fabulously, but we do understand that it's cumbersome for the residents. So we are going to trial a non-reservation system. It will be a 4-day trial, and it will be from the 30th till December 3rd of this month, and then into December. And the way that this is going to work is that you will come to the hostess station and ask to be seated. We will be able to seat 6 tables every 20 minutes. Okay, and there's seating times that are listed here. So it's not going to be a situation where you're going to walk up and just continually be seated. And the reason is because we have to create an appropriate flow of seating so that the kitchen can stay on top of the meals. All of the meal times and slots are appropriate. No one that's coming in at a rush, ends up sitting there for, an hour and a half or 2 hours. So this is designed intentionally so that there's just a continual and steady ability for us to turn the tables over. The first seating will start at 4:45. We'll be able to seat 6 tables there, and that will actually have a 20% early bird discount. And then there are going to be, seating times as, throughout the night as the night goes on. You'll see the times on the memo. So essentially, the first 6 tables that get there will get seated at that time. If you get there in between times for seatings, you'll wait till the next seating, or if the seating that you believe that you wanted to attend is full, you'll be asked to wait. So we can't predict right now how much waiting there's going to be or how this is going to exactly unfold. It's all going to depend on how everyone sort of looks at the schedule and figures out, which time slot might work best for them. You will see in the memo that we know that most of you are going to prefer the windows between 5 o'clock or 5:15 and 5:45. So I would anticipate that if you're trying to get in for those seatings or those, when we're going to seat people, those are going to be, heavy. And so you're going to have to be patient. This is going to require patience, but it will allow you to sit without having to pre-order dinner or make a reservation. So we will do a 4-day trial, and then we will all reconvene. There will be a dining committee meeting just right about the time of that trial. So we'll have immediate feedback that can go to the dining committee, and then we'll examine how it went and go from there. So this memo will be in your mailbox today, momentarily, maybe not momentarily, but shortly. And certainly, of course, if you have any questions on any of the topics that we've covered, you know how to get in touch with me. A lot of it was dining. You know how to get in touch with Ronnie. You need anything from us, let us know. Otherwise, I will see you next Tuesday, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.